to add to that, to my last video, my sister was born deaf and blind. She had a host of other problems, osteoporosis, Down syndrome. There were other certain complications. It was basically that hospitalized her for a couple years, constant. She was basically on, she was kind of put on life support in a sense. But she needed surgeries and operations because her brain was leaking water. She needed to have a shunt put in her brain to basically help drain her brain cavity from one place to another. And there was a ton of things which basically medicine couldn't really truly fix. And a lot of that was basically suffering. Was her suffering. And it was just suffering to me. It was just a lot of process was unneeded. And going through all that, staying with my sister for a couple years in the hospital, of not being able to go anywhere, the all children's hospital. I'm basically really summarizing this up. There was a couple of times where she coded. Basically, she stopped and she was brought back to life. She came back. Her digestive lining pretty much dissolved itself. Her body was basically having to be put on like IV and tubes, IV and basically intravenously fed. And I came away from that experience realizing that there were going to be problems that modern medicine could not fix, almost no matter how advanced we became, almost no matter what I became as a doctor or as an engineer or anything like that. There's just things that college wasn't going to teach me. It was just what modern medicine wasn't just going to be able to remedy. And so, fast forward a few years after my near-death experience on my motorcycle and a couple other things as well, and just going through life, and then going into college, going through a couple semesters of technical college and then one semester of university, I realized that it was basically a scam. They weren't teaching us anything that was useful. I wasn't gaining anything that was meaningful and worthwhile. And so I realized it was much more advantageous for me to basically just go online and just learn it myself. And that's literally what I did for months afterwards. And I learned more online than I did basically about a year of studies. I think it was a year and a half of studies. Yeah. So I wasn't learning shit in school. I wasn't learning shit in college. I didn't learn shit at all. They didn't teach us anything. The only two classes which I really learned in was biology and chemistry. And that's because of the teachers themselves. I have really good teachers. I learned a bit of word processing and all that, but actually learning, taking away from that experience as something useful, those are the only two classes. That was it. And that was because of the teachers themselves. If you have shitty teachers, you're not going to learn much. You have teachers which are miserable or mad at their jobs, you're not going to be learning much. So I said, screw this. Why am I wasting my time and money here? Why would I waste my parents' inheritance here? I can just go online and learn more, and I did. More useful things. I could find exactly what I needed and learn it completely online. And so that's why I'm really against charity organizations and all that, and also because they're really wasteful. They're not efficient. Any organization which receives an annual income over $1 million, you're not going to be able to touch, support, or help or fund. You're not going to be able to make a difference without basically matching that. Without being able to basically matching their income stream. And if they don't have an ongoing or current project, they're going to waste it. They're going to blow it. They're going to use it on management and administration, on administration costs. Basically supplying their own teams. Unless you design inform the charity organizations yourself, and you know exactly what's going on, and you teach and you school those people yourself, don't fund any charity organization beyond yourselves. You'd be better off putting that money in a bank, investing it in any number of avenues, increasing your own wealth, buying food for yourself or for another, or basically not participating in those processes at all. I watched doctors for years basically use my sister as a guinea pig, putting shunts in her leg, because she's dwarfed, trying to make her, basically trying to like accelerate and stunt her growth on one side or the other, giving her what's called growth therapy, that hormone, growth hormone, all kinds of surgical procedures and treatments, which didn't really make her life all that much better. She had to get put in a full body cast for umpteen million months. It was a really unpleasant experience for her, and just a lot of suffering, having to take Plaquenil, having to stay bedridden being put on basically what's called a ventilator or whatever, and just I didn't want to ever have to put anyone else through that experience. What I was going into college was to be an engineer, and they weren't teaching me anything new. They were just showing us things which happened, basically teachings and concepts which were about 30 years old and were completely outdated. And so I said, screw this. And I started learning online. So to a lot of you who are basically going through college and university, I would say don't. Learn online, learn it the hard way, because a lot of you are realizing you're not going to be learning a lot through basically college. And the reason why I say that is because I'm pushing for that, is because we're going to be overturning a lot of these systems pretty soon, pretty goddamn soon. And I don't want you guys to be wasting your times like that. Your time, your energy is a lot more valuable than that. We can renew almost anyone, almost, I guess, forcefully, basically, just by using the energy of our teams. We're able to do that now. So time isn't really truly much of an issue anymore, but still it is, because it's your lifetime experience. We're able to do this for a select few, maybe a few dozen at once, maybe many dozens, if we're really, once we move past all this low and negative energy, all this bullshit that we're dealing with. But the people around you don't have years and lifetimes to basically wait on you to become resourceful and successful. And that's what I realized, that people needed help, and I need to start looking for answers soon, something which could actually help and benefit humanity quickly. And so I studied energy. I studied how to become a shaman. I studied energy first. I studied energy basically since I was 2. Ever since I cracked my skull, I shattered my skull. And y'all have heard some of that story. And it tuned me into energy, like how to hold my energy, how to like structure things, and what all was needed. And just, it got me interested in energy work. Therapeutic touch was one of the first things, from 3 to 4, 5 to 6. That's what I was learning. I was learning therapeutic touch from my mother. She was South Korean, and her mother had taught her that, had showed her the concept. Her mother did it extremely well, actually. I always knew her mother as a harsh person, but to me, she was kind of dismissive to me, except that one time I was like riding in the car with her, and my bones were hurting from basically growing pains. I don't know, it was like a nervous failure thing. I never had growing pains after that point. After I cleared myself of toxins, basically the shots that I'd been given, and just because it's thermosil, it's mercury poisoning. And after I cleared myself, and like, so I had those growing pains. It's like a dull, deep ache, and it's just it sometimes it moves throughout your whole body, and it just loads up your experience with just basically a dull, thudding pain. Sometimes it's kind of sharp, and it's lasting. It's just like your bones fucking hurt, and you don't know why. your body just fucking hurts and you don't know why. They just call it as, dismiss it as growing pains. They just label it as growing pains because they don't really fucking know. No one really knows what the fuck's going on. And she treated me really kindly, and I was like, and she was just kind of, she moved her hands over it and it felt better. I was like, wow, thank you. I'm just like, and like I was sitting in the back seat and just like, that was the only time she was nice to me. Otherwise she was kind of like first son only thing, just like, oh fuck me, right? And just, that's what clued me into energy. That's real. And I saw that my mother would do that for my sister, for like whenever we were like really sick or ailing and there's no other really cure for it. She would do that. She would perform therapeutic touch. She would warm her hands up, right? And she would like, tilt back, Danny, fuck. Oh, there it goes. And she would rub her hands like that, and she would like, and she would pass her hands like over your body, and she would feel for the cold spots. And she would move energy for me. And what she was doing without realizing it was moving energy. You call them the energy meridians of the body, influencing energy within the cells, whatever you would call it. It worked. It helped. It probably helped more than any medicine, almost, just about. Except when we were sniffly and like needed like the runny nose thing. That helped with the bodily pains more than anything else. That clued me, that taught me that energy worked. And that's why I don't believe in modern medicine. And as Jesus, I never have. I never did. I was always against churches. I was always against religion. I was always against giving alms to the church, who were extremely wasteful and were not grounded or based in your needs at all, or in that of the community. They were only in it for themselves. They only had to care out for basically old and broken systems. Because I could feel what they were doing with it. I could feel what they were doing with the resource, what was happening with basically your futures, your potentials, your outcomes. And that's what I was feeling, and that's what I'm feeling for a lot of you. You're wasting the people's funds, you're wasting the people's resources. Please stop doing it. Dear girls, dear VTubers, dear men, dear souls. Don't waste the people's resources like that. They only live so long, their entire lifetime experience. They only can make so much money in their lives. Many of them. Because they're not tuned into these processes which I'm talking about. How to youth and how to revitalize yourself. You're wasting a people's valuable resource, which they can't really get back. A lot of those people's inheritance, which they gained through basically their childhood, they're not going to get that back that easily. And so, this is going to help a lot in some of you. But right now in the present, this is what's going to help many of you just accelerate ahead, because you're not going to get ahead otherwise by basically emptying out your entire wealth into broken systems. You're just not. The systems themselves don't serve you. The systems themselves are old and antiquated. They're hurting people. They're killing people for basically money. For many of you who don't know, not the organizations themselves, but those above them, the royal elites, they already have and know the cures. They already have the cures, guys. To almost every ailment that you have that's going on within you, they know it all. They know how to fix it. They know how to solve it. And they're basically waiting for the amortization schedules to be fulfilled. Basically, they have to get a certain amount of money, and then they will steadily release the cures. Steadily release the updates. Steadily give out the cures for humanity. And it's like, they've already had it, and so it's in the drawer, and they're just waiting. And that's basically killing people for money. And I feel this going on. I feel the depletion of minerals and resources in just basically life. A sequestering of life, of technologies of which could have been revealed ages ago. Many people, many good people that you know suffered because of this, because of them. Needlessly. So please do what you can to build your wealth. Do not give the people's resources away when you don't know what it took for them to get it, for them to gain that. And we will more quickly benefit each other as a humanity. And And because some of you are not going to be realizing this soon enough, I'm basically going to be when people view or watch your material, they form an emotional, energetic attachment to you. And basically, because I work with energy, I'm taking all of those. I'll be taking most of those connections, putting them on myself. And so they're going to be, you're going to see that for the most popular people, like Mr. Beast and all that, people who basically just provide endless entertainment. That's where I'm taking most of the connections from. And you're going to notice your followings decrease. Your interest, your engagement decrease. People who are basically wildly attached or attracted to you basically decrease. Because you don't need them. You're wasting the people's resources, and that's not what souls are for. That's not what my family is for, guys. Please don't waste the people's resources. Please don't waste your own resources. Please don't waste people's time like that. Your time, your resources, what you earn, what you gain are valuable. We basically live in a system which doesn't support us, which doesn't honor life. Many of you realize and know this already. So, on behalf of the universe, I take these steps, I take this command. And just silently, basically, you're going to see little slow results just happening. Just people moving away from avenues and venues and just entertainment venues. And they're going to be seeking other things, naturally. So I'm going to be updating them, I'm going to be clearing them, be integrating their experiences, and they will no longer see an attraction to those old ideals. And many of them already have, or many of them already are. Their souls themselves are seeking, are asking, are calling them to a different experience. More meaningful ones. And hopefully that will draw them to some of you more talented, more spiritually minded girls. People, the more kind ones, who always deserved, who always needed it. Kuro, Elia, Spica, Irie, Miyu, Mia, Guro, and all your 50 other different names. Neon, Shiro, Squishy, Andromeda. All you girls are really good of heart. You're great people. And you deserve better. You deserve best. You deserve better. You deserve a higher following than you've been given. A lot. Some of you, just because you've had dealings with a certain company, your followings, your view counts, your outreach has been limited by basically YouTube itself, in a sense, because basically it slapped a label on your account, which basically limited your outreach, stopped you from reaching a higher audience. Ellie, I know this has been done to you, and we've lifted that off your accounts recently, off yours and mine, and off of some of you. We have an angel who's capable of many things. The power that we've gained and lost since the Illuminati, thanks to certain uninvolved teams, we've gained that back. And that's why I'm speaking to you as I am now. That's why I can. Because there are no more dangers. There's no more censorship that's going to be going on with me or anyone else. Not to that degree. Not in this lifetime. And not ever again. Old systems are being overturned, even as we speak, even as you're watching this video. And they will be, as they will be for the weeks ahead, and they will be for the weeks ahead. And for the rest of our lives as well. You guys are so blessed. You're blessed to have me, to have all of us. I'm back, guys. I did it again. You as well. So let's get this show on the road. Huh? Alright. Yeah, a lot of teachings, a lot of things which I said in the past are still true. You do your spiritual family a disservice by giving away to charity. A huge dishonoring, a huge disservice. Do not give away your inheritance like that. Do not give away what's given to you, your inheritance or others' inheritance. You have no idea what it took for a generation, what they've been through in order to get that, in order to gain that. We're going to be dismissing it all, replacing it with the universal credit. Anything that Donald Trump is doing, Elon or anyone that you think is going in darkness, it doesn't matter. It'll all come out. It'll all come out in the wash in the end. Anything which should have existed in compassion is going to. Please don't worry your hearts. Peace is coming. Lasting peace is coming. And you can take that to the bank. Alright. I just thought that this would be a little bit of a neat experience. I'll be doing some clearing of the energies. Alright, just some standard casual clearing. Nothing crazy, nothing great, nothing intense. It's really good. It's really good. Ooh, strong. Alright. Make sure I got the right people, the right universal souls. Should be enough. Okay. So sorry. noise. That's all we'll be living you with. I'm sorry. It's like awakening him. It's quiet, it's calm out there. Good. That's how it needs to be. There's no more people watching, at least not this time. And now we heal. Holy shit, that was so good. Using the second selector. Gathering a shit ton of energy towards us, around us. Feels good. Thank you. A little more then. stops. Yeah, as long as we're basically fighting against ourselves, we're not gonna notice them, guys. We're not gonna notice the royal elites. And no, they don't really care about us. And all I can say is they don't really care about us. It's more powerful to use the people here on Earth in our own universe. But the most abundant resources are those around us. And so if you ever played Spore, it literally goes in and then out and it expands out. And like right now I'm like I can select between like here and like into the outer, into the many universes. And that's where I gain most of the energy from. I go back down and I anyways, just there's maybe about 1,000 planets in our universe. There's not that many, there's not that much life here, just simply because of events. Because we basically destroyed ourselves, I think, twice. There was an enormous cataclysm caused by the Pleiadians. It was a huge one. It was an enormous, it was absolutely fucking huge. We wiped out, what was it, 3/4 of the universe? Holy fucking shit, what the fuck? Yeah, what were you guys thinking? Man, fuck. I'm using just yellow energy now because that's basically all you guys have left. Yellow energy is the more physical one. It's also the most exhausting on my body to use very quickly. To use it as it is, that is. So, using any one of those energies, either they're very pure white, the blue-white, which is a mix of the white and the yellow, and the red and the yellow, using those, the energy of the heart is the red. You can basically utilize the energy from each and any of those. It just basically counts towards the meridians of your body. So, but you can also just use and access basically that one energy, and you can activate basically all of those sectors. That's how it works basically. The energy of the heart is a little more physical, it's a little more strong and powerful. The yellow is strong, it's just not as, there's more of it definitely, it's just probably not as efficient for my body type, I don't know, but it works, there's tons of it. And that's why the white and blue was developed, because it's a mix of the in-between of basically the pure white and the yellow. It's like 5%. It's like 1/5 and like 3/5 or 4/5, whatever it is on here in the yellow. And that becomes the white-blue energy. That's huge. And between the white-blue energy and the yellow, that's all I use, and the heart. Those three is what I use. I just shifted dimensions and I gained energy towards myself. I sometimes take more solid, the more heavy, denser energy, and I draw it towards myself. I don't know where or what that's generated from. I don't even know if there's a limited supply, but it helps me to basically enact more of a force. Allows me more of a looking glass, a solidarity. It's basically the slowness perception of what a copper body type has. It gives you more physical groundedness, and it gives you more command and control. And that's what I'm using now. I've been asked to save our team's energy, everyone's energies, and so I'm just going to work on myself now. Usually I do this with triads music because it's the most spiritual. It's the most tuned in. Triad, thank you. Your angels, your universal souls, they are here for you, they're not here against you. Listen to their music, accept their artworks well. It's not bad for you. Good. It's all how you view it, how you perceive it, and how you accept it from those lens. That's pretty much. Clearinghouse of the top three universes. Basically all the universes of those three main energies. I'm basically going to be utilizing that which is in our own universe. Our universe is more powerful. We have almost 1/10 the life, and yet almost 3 or 4 times the fire willpower. It's mainly because I don't touch you guys as much, as well as because I worked with you guys the most. We are Universe 7. Junanjo. Just like in Dragon Ball Super, we are unique. Because of the suffering that we've faced. We can do this. Because of the lifetimes we've faced, because of the combat experience that we've had. Now the people here on Earth. Firing up against and into their own columns. The strongest energy that I've ever experienced was the absolute joy of the soul, of the heart. It's just basically just absolute radiance joy from that comes from the head. It's just like yay. And it's just like my friend showed that to me. Yeah, that. Yay. See, the absolute radiance of the head comes from the head. It's like, yay. It's just a freeing experience. It's just absolute joy. It's strange because I'm depleted of sugar calories. Usually, yeah, the energy does that to me. My body type doesn't store a lot of calories, so I'm going to go eat. See you guys later. It's been fun knowing you. It's been fun knowing you. Pepperoni and healthy whole wheat bread. It's crazy that we have to call out organic, but yeah, it's whole grain bread, dude. I'm fucking cooling off. I just eat the insides and bam. Sorry, I'm loopy from a lack of calories, but the angels say that it's no excuse, really. You should always be holding your energy and your awareness. You should always be trying hard. So I will. Oops. There it goes. Oh, I ferment the rest, by the way. I ferment the crust.